Hey everybody, welcome to visionrecordingstudios.com here on my YouTube channel, and today, yes, I'm going to throw my hat in the ring like everybody else. I'm sure you've seen this video on this product a million times, but I would be remiss to do this quick little review because everyone knows, if you're watching this YouTube channel and you're one of my subscribers, you know I love Slate digital products. And the reason why I'm even doing this video is because the day before yesterday when this product came out, and we are in November 2014, November 22nd, 2014. So I think on November 20th or November 19th, this plugin came out for official release. And I think I've got probably 50 or 60 emails from YouTube subscribers asking me about this. Wanted to know if I downloaded it, am I using it? And the answer is yes. I downloaded the virtual mix rack by Slate Digital, and here it is. And I'm not going to go through the whole virtual mix rack today. That's for another review. I'm still playing around with it. But the one plugin that comes absolutely free, whether you buy the virtual mix rack or not, you could download the virtual mix rack and you can take this plugin called Revival. And this is kind of a, people will describe it as kind of a sonic maximizer, and I suppose that's a pretty good description of what it is. Slate himself is kind of going to the grave, as he says, with how this is done and what exactly they're doing to the signal here. But this is a wonderful, and it's a free plugin, so you would be crazy not to go at least download this and try it. And you can use this on several different things. I'm using it right now on the 2 bus. And I want to show you what it does, but basically it's a sonic maximizer. Think of it that way. It has 2 knobs. It's really simple, a thickness knob and a shimmer knob, lows and highs. What I really like about this, as opposed to a typical sonic maximizer, at least things that I've used in the past, is usually when you boost the lows and the highs on those types of plugins, typically, not always, but typically, the highs get kind of harsh and the bottom gets kind of muddy. And this doesn't do that, which is really weird. Who the hell knows how them and Fabrice did this, but it just gives that little sweet extra something. I call it the mojo. It's kind of like when we're using the virtual console collection of the tape machine, and I say, you know, it's subtle, but it gives that little mojo. Well, this is another one of those things that just adds that little 2 or 3 or 4% more to the mix to make it sound more polished and make the mix come to life. And so let's take a quick listen to this. I'm working on a mix now. It's about half done, so forgive me if the mix doesn't sound as balanced as you would like it to be. I wanted to get this out quick. I've watched all my colleagues there on YouTube doing reviews on this, and I thought, you know, let me throw something out so my subscribers can hear from me, because typically they send me emails, as I said, and they want to know how this works. So let's take a look. So the virtual mix rack is really nice, and Revival is a great plugin. So we got this on the stereo bus right now, and it's the second to last plugin in my chain. Let me just show you the chain of what I'm using. Okay, so let me just minimize this for a minute. So on my 2 bus, I'm starting off with the virtual console collection, and then going to a UAD, a Bax EQ, which actually is disabled right now. I'm not even using this yet. I put this on as my template, but I don't always use an EQ on the master bus. It depends on the track. So right now this is not being used, so just keep that in mind. So going from the virtual console through the Bax EQ, going to the virtual bus compressor by Slate Digital on the FG Mu, just kissing the needle here. And then from there going to the virtual rack with the Revival, which we're going to look at, and then out of there I'm going to the tape machine. Now I've tried putting this the Revival after the tape machine as the very last thing in the chain. I just think it kind of sounds better here, but I guess it doesn't matter. You have to experiment with it, and like everyone else, I just got this plugin, so I'm still playing around with it. But however, let's take a quick listen to what I got here, and it's disabled right now. This little button here in the top left hand corner will turn it on and off. When it's lit, it's on. When it's grayed out, it's off. I'm going to start with it off, and I'm just going to poke it in. I'm going to let you hear what it does, and then we'll talk about it. So here we go. Right now it's off. And turn it on. Bypass it. So hopefully you can hear the difference there. If you're listening to this on headphones or listening to this on a good set of studio monitors, you can absolutely hear the difference. If you're listening to this on earbuds or laptop or really crummy computer speakers, maybe not as much. But listen to the kick and the snare in particular. The thickness really brings that kick drum in, and it doesn't muddy it up. It really makes it focused and tight, which is what I really like about it. And as you can see, I'm really using a very little of this. The shimmer, again, brings that the hi-hat and the snaring. You can hear the crack and the presence of the snare is really where it makes a difference. Now, again, this is on the mix bus, so you can also hear with the shimmer, you can also hear the strings kind of come to life there. This is a pretty involved mix. I mean, there's drums, bass, guitar, acoustic guitars, electric guitars, strings, pianos, pads, loops. I mean, there's everything but the kitchen sink in this, and I don't have the vocals. The vocals are muted at this point. So this is a pretty full-on mix. And again, listen to the snare, the kick, so you can really hear it, and then listen to the strings, how they kind of open up. We'll start with it bypassed, and we'll kick it in here. Let me go back to the verse where it's kind of calm here. Turn it off. Turn it on. I mean, wow, again, I don't know how the hell they did this, but I mean, it adds a lot of some clarity. It almost feels like there was something prior to the revival being turned on. It almost feels like to me like, the mix sounds pretty good, but there's something kind of it almost seems like there's like a piece of fabric or something in front of your speakers, and as soon as you turn revival on, it just kind of opens up. Things get a lot more clear. It's like you remove the fabric from the speaker, if that makes any sense. Now what I'll do is I'll just play around and I'll over exaggerate the thickness and the shimmer so you can hear what it does here. Again, this is something that should be used very subtly. You don't want to use this and just jack everything up because it'll make things sound unnatural. So we'll play around a little bit with the thickness first, and then I'll go back to the verse here, so it's a little more tame, and then the shimmer. Love the thickness. I mean, it really brings out the kick drum and the body of the snare. And again, it doesn't get real muddy. Even when you jack it up, it still sounds pretty good. Maybe a little heavy because the kick drum's a little bit louder in the mix than I probably would normally keep it. So I'm going to keep it right around this range here. It's completely off. I mean, even with the shimmer, it just doesn't get nasty sounding when you crank it up. I mean, because as you jack this up more, I can hear it gets a little bit too on top with the hi-hats and stuff. But I mean, again, it's supposed to be used subtly. So again, let me turn it off and turn it back on so you could just hear what it does to the entire mix. I mean, that's wonderful. I mean, this is a plugin that, again, we talk about plugins. Do you need them? This one you need. You want to know why? Because it's free, first of all. And second of all, used subtly, it really adds something to the overall mix. Now, you can use this on individual instruments as well. We could check it. I think I also put this just on the drum bus just to see what it would do to the drum bus, but you kind of already heard what it did to the drums. That's the only two instances I'm using right now, is I'm using it here on the drum bus as well. And I suppose if I were to mute everything and just let you listen to the drums, you can hear that. But then it's also going through the one on the 2 bus too, so keep that in mind. But here is the drums. Put it off. We'll kick it in here. I mean, great for the snare, brings out the crack of that snare, brings a lot more thumping on the bottom end. Again, just a great utility plugin that I could see I'm going to be putting this on probably every single mix I do, even if I'm just using it on the 2 bus. This is a wonderful plugin. It's free. You'd be crazy not to go download it. And honestly, I'll do a full review on the virtual mix rack with the compressors and the EQs as well. Again, this is a $149 plugin, and you get 5 plugins. You get 2 compressors, 2 EQs, and then this Revival. What's that, 20 bucks a plugin or whatever it works out to be, 25 bucks a plugin. You'd be crazy not to go at least demo this. And it's real low CPU usage as well. I had the virtual mix rack when I first bought it on it. I opened up a test session and I put, I think, 40 or 50 instances across the entire mix, and it only hit my CPU maybe 15, 16%, which is wonderful. And from what I'm told, the VCC, the Virtual Console Collection, when they release the new version of it, hopefully next month, December 2014, you're going to be able to add that module to this virtual mix rack. So again, you'll be able to put a lot more of the Slate plugins across your entire mix with very low CPU, which is wonderful. So again, this is the Revival part of the virtual mix rack. It is free. Go download it. It adds a lot of mojo to your mix, adds some nice thickness, some bottom end, some nice top end, and it works wonderful. And I think you ought to go check this out. So again, quick video here. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing my videos and my channel with others. For more mixing tips and for an in-depth look at mixing a song from start to finish, I have a 6-hour long video tutorial called Mixing Made Easy. If you click the link in the description, it'll bring you there. 6 hours of training, instant download to your computer for less than 3 cups of coffee at your local Starbucks, if you can believe that. The most affordable mixing product you will find on the internet anywhere. Tons of reviews on my website. Click the links below. Go read them. Revival's not in that tutorial. It was made before it came out, but there's a lot of other wonderful mixing tips from start to finish. If you're a beginner or an intermediate, it's a wonderful product. Until next time, thank you for checking this out, and leave your comments below. Let me know what you think about the Slate Virtual Mix Rack and or the Revival, and go check it out. And until next time, this is David from VisionRecordingStudios.com. Take care, guys.